All right, so you sent in some info on this company, Innovasoft, their website, and a company profile. Let's take a look and see what we can find out about them.
Yeah, they're a tech company that seems to be making some noise lately.
Seems like it. So let's dive in and see what they're all about.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, cool. So from just glancing at their website, it looks like they're positioning themselves as a global innovator.
Yeah, not just another run-of-the-mill software company.
Exactly. And they've got quite a diverse portfolio of services.
Yeah, which makes me think that they're aiming for a broad impact, not just a local market or anything.
Yeah, for sure. And right away, something that jumps out at me is their global reach. They've got offices in all these different places: Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, the UK, the USA, Canada.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive for any company.
It is, especially one that seems to be focused on cutting-edge tech.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a pretty big footprint, right?
Yeah, it definitely shows they've got big ambitions. And when you look at the services they offer, it seems like they really do cover everything that businesses need these days to really thrive in the digital world.
Hmm.
They actually call themselves a full-service agency, and they're not kidding. Software development, digital marketing consulting, they do it all.
They really do. So let's break that down a little bit more.
Okay.
I'm looking at their website right now, and I'm seeing SaaS, development, web, and mobile apps. I mean, that's pretty standard for any tech company these days,
Yeah,
right?
he's kind of table stakes at this point.
Exactly. But then they also mentioned blockchain and the metaverse. These are some pretty buzzy areas. I'm always a little bit skeptical when I see companies throwing around those terms. What do you think? Is there actual substance there, or is it just hype?
Right. Yeah, I was wondering the same thing at first.
Yeah.
But they do go a bit deeper and give some specific examples of projects they've worked on in those areas.
Okay, good.
Like they highlight this thing called Permacash, which is a platform they developed, and it rewards users with cryptocurrency.
Interesting.
So that seems like a concrete example of how they're actually applying blockchain technology.
Okay, so they're not just name-dropping trendy tech to try to, get people's attention.
Right.
That's a good sign, I think. What about this Atompad project they mentioned? It sounds kind of sci-fi.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
They describe it as a DeFi ecosystem,
Okay.
which DeFi stands for decentralized finance,
Okay.
which is a whole other can of worms.
Right.
A pretty complex area. But essentially, it's about using blockchain to create financial systems that are more open and accessible.
I see. So again, we're seeing them take this cutting-edge technology and actually apply it to a real-world problem or a real-world use case.
Yeah, exactly.
So far, I'm getting the sense that they're not just chasing the latest fads. It seems like they're actually trying to use these technologies to build something meaningful and lasting.
I agree. And something else that I think is really interesting is how much they emphasize process.
Oh.
Yeah, they outline a very structured approach to their work. Like they start by really understanding the client's vision, and then they move on to strategic planning, design, and development. And then there's quality assurance, of course.
Right, of course.
And then finally, launch and delivery, and even ongoing support.
Yeah, I was skimming over that section on their website, but
Yeah.
it is impressive. You don't always see that level of thoughtfulness and organization in the tech world. Sometimes it can be a little bit chaotic.
Right.
But this suggests they have a very deliberate and well-thought-out approach.
Yeah, it makes me think that they're serious about creating high-quality solutions that really meet their clients' needs. It's not just about throwing some code at a problem and calling it a day.
Exact.
They're really trying to build something that lasts and that really delivers value.
Yeah. It's always nice to see a company that values structure and process,
It is.
especially in such a fast-moving field that's constantly evolving.
Yeah.
It gives you a sense of confidence that they know what they're doing.
Definitely. And speaking of confidence, have you seen the client testimonials they have on their website?
Oh, yeah. The good old social proof always helps.
Right. It's always good to hear directly from the people they've worked with.
Exactly. You want to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. Right.
Exactly. And the testimonials really do seem to back up everything we've been seeing so far. It seems like they're a company that's both technically proficient and really focused on delivering value to their clients.
Okay, so we've got a global company with a diverse portfolio. They seem to have a real focus on process, and they have happy clients. Is there anything else that's jumping out of you before we dig into some of their projects in a bit more detail?
Yeah, actually, there is one more thing. Did you take a look at their FAQ section?
I was skimming through it, but to be honest, I didn't spend too much time on it. A lot of times those FAQ sections are just kind of generic, right?
Yeah, they can be, but Innovasoft's FAQ actually reveals some interesting insights into their company culture, I think.
Oh, okay. I'm intrigued. Tell me more. What caught your eye?
Well, one thing is they make it very clear that they work with a wide range of industries, not just other tech companies.
Interesting.
They also really highlight their commitment to data security and compliance with all the relevant regulations.
Yeah, that's really important these days.
Yeah.
Especially with all the data breaches and privacy concerns that are out there, it's reassuring to know they're taking that seriously.
Absolutely. No one wants to entrust their sensitive data to a company that's not going to handle it responsibly.
Exactly. I'm really curious to learn more about how they handle client relationships. They talk about taking a consultative approach and working really closely with their clients. But what does that actually look like in practice?
Yeah, that's a good question.
How do they actually put that into action?
Well, I think that's where their case studies come in. They have a few detailed examples on their website, and I think those provide some really valuable insights into how they actually translate that philosophy into real-world results.
Okay, perfect. So let's dive into those. Which one jumps out at you first?
Well, we already talked about Permacash, the crypto rewards platform.
Yeah.
Remember, they highlighted that one as an example of their blockchain expertise.
Right, right. So I'm curious to see, beyond just the technical development, what they actually accomplished. Did they talk about any specific challenges they faced during that project?
Yeah, they did, actually.
Okay.
One of the things they emphasized was the importance of the user interface and user experience design.
Okay.
They talk about how they really focused on creating a user-friendly interface that made it easy for people to navigate the platform and understand how to earn rewards.
That makes a lot of sense. Crypto can be pretty intimidating for a lot of people,
Yeah, exactly.
especially if you're not really familiar with the technology.
If the platform is too complicated, people are just going to give up.
So even though they're working with this cutting-edge technology, they're not losing sight of the human element.
Right. They understand user experience is key to adoption, especially in a field like crypto. So it's not just about building something that's technically sound.
Right.
It's also about making sure it's accessible and engaging for a wider audience.
That's really smart.
Yeah.
What other projects showcase this kind of comprehensive approach?
Well, let's take a look at Atompad, the DeFi ecosystem.
Point
We
out.
mentioned that one earlier. This one really highlights their ability to tackle some really technically complex projects while still keeping the user front and center.
DeFi is definitely a hot topic,
Yeah, it is.
but it's also a bit of a minefield for people who aren't familiar with how blockchain works.
They were responsible for developing the crypto web application, the
Yeah.
Launchpad, and the UI UX design
Okay.
for Atompad. And one of the things they emphasized was the importance of security and scalability. And one thing that really stood out was that Atompad supports over 10 blockchains.
Whoa, 10 blockchain. That's a lot. Why is that such a big deal in the world of DeFi?
Well, it all comes down to interoperability. That's one of the major hurdles in the DeFi space. A lot of platforms are built on a single blockchain, which kind of limits what they can do and how many people can use them. But by supporting multiple blockchains, Atompad is breaking down those barriers and creating a much more open and interconnected financial ecosystem.
So it's not just a technical flex. They're actually trying to create a more inclusive and accessible financial system for everyone.
Yeah,
Cool.
exactly. It's a pretty powerful vision.
It is. Okay, so we've seen how they're applying their expertise in the crypto and blockchain space, but I'm kind of curious how they handle projects that are outside of that realm. They mentioned working with clients from all sorts of different industries.
Absolutely. Let's shift gears and take a look at their work with Mudak.
Okay.
It's a construction company based in Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
So quite a departure from DeFi and the metaverse, right?
Yeah. Construction.
So for this one, they handled the branding and website development for Mudak. It's a great example of how they can take their skills and adapt them to different industries
Yeah.
and deliver these really high-quality solutions.
It doesn't really matter what the specific technology is, they can handle it.
So they're not just a blockchain company.
Right.
They're a truly versatile digital agency. Did they mention any challenges or unique insights from this project?
Yeah, they did. They really emphasized the importance of understanding the client's target audience
Right.
and their industry. They talked about developing a brand strategy that really resonated with Mudak's clients and effectively communicated their value proposition.
So even though it's a more traditional project, they're still taking that client-centric approach,
Exactly.
really digging deep to understand the client's needs and goals. That consistency is really impressive.
It speaks to their adaptability and willingness to go beyond just a single industry or niche.
Okay, we've seen them handle cryptocurrency, decentralized finance, and construction. What else is in their toolbox? Oh, they've got a lot more. Their website mentions a whole range of other services. Like they do AI-powered digital marketing, they do business IT solutions, and even consulting. It seems like they want to be that one-stop shop for businesses that are trying to really up their digital game.
Yeah, it's kind of overwhelming, the sheer breadth of their offerings.
It is.
But it's also really exciting to see a company that's so ambitious
Right.
and eager to tackle new challenges.
I'm with you on that. Their portfolio really is impressive. And what about their work with those futuristic technologies?
Yeah.
They mentioned things like AI, digital transformation, and social media 4.0.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad you brought that up.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like they're always looking ahead,
Right?
exploring how all these emerging technologies can be used to create innovative solutions.
Yeah, it says a lot about their commitment to staying ahead of the curve and helping their clients do the same.
Definitely. This forward-thinking approach is really aligned with everything else we've learned about them so far. They're not content with just keeping up. They want to be leading the way.
Exactly. And it makes you wonder what kind of impact these technologies are going to have on the industries they serve.
Right. Will they revolutionize the way we interact with the digital world?
That's a big question.
That is a big question.
Maybe a question for another deep dive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But for now, I think we have a pretty solid understanding of who Innovasoft is,
I think so too.
what they're capable of, their values,
Yeah.
their commitment to innovation.
I agree. They've definitely made a strong impression. But before we move on, there's one more aspect of their website I think is worth mentioning.
Okay.
Did you get a chance to look at their talent pool section?
You mean where they talk about their team and their expertise? I was skimming through it, but to be honest, I didn't pay too much attention to it.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's so noteworthy?
Well, it gives us a glimpse into the heart of their operations, their people.
Yeah.
They highlight the expertise and experience of their team members, and they talk about how they really invest in attracting and retaining top talent.
That makes a lot of sense in a highly competitive industry. Like tech, your people are your biggest asset.
Exactly. They seem to recognize that a company is only as good as the people behind it. They highlight their team's ability to handle complex projects, adapt to new technologies, and deliver exceptional results.
It's like they're saying, hey, we're not just a faceless corporation. We're a team of passionate individuals who are dedicated to making a difference.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. And that human element, that sense of passion and purpose, it really shines through in everything they do.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. From their global reach and their diverse service offerings to their client-centric approach and commitment to innovation. What stands out to you as their most compelling strength?
It's hard to choose just one.
Yeah.
But if I had to, I'd say it's that rare combination of cutting-edge expertise and a genuine focus on their clients. They're not just chasing the latest trends, they're using those trends to solve real-world problems and help their clients achieve their goals.
I totally agree. They've really found that sweet spot between innovation and practicality,
Right.
which is a powerful position to be in. It seems like they're pushing the boundaries of what's possible with technology while still being grounded in their values.
You hit the nail on the head. Their commitment to innovation is truly inspiring, and it makes me optimistic about the future of the tech industry.
Me too. This has been a really fascinating deep dive into the world of Innovasoft. I feel like we've only just scratched the surface, but I think we have a pretty good understanding of who they are and what they're all about.
I agree. They're definitely a company to watch. Who knows what amazing things they'll accomplish in the years to come.
You know, as we've been talking about their commitment to innovation and client focus, I keep thinking about their global presence.
Yeah, their reach is pretty remarkable, isn't it? They've got offices in so many different countries, each with its own unique culture and way of doing business.
Right. And it makes you wonder how they manage to bridge those cultural gaps and deliver solutions that resonate with clients all over the world.
That's a great question. I think it speaks to their deep understanding of diverse markets and cultural nuances. It's one thing to develop cutting-edge technology, but it's another thing entirely to tailor those solutions to the specific needs and expectations of clients from different backgrounds.
Yeah, it's like they've cracked the code of cultural fluency in the tech world.
Exactly, and that's no small feat. Their website actually mentions their experience working with clients from all sorts of industries and backgrounds, and they highlight their ability to adapt their approach and their communication style to fit different cultural norms.
Yeah, it's clear that they're not just a global company. They're a culturally intelligent company.
Right.
And that's a huge asset in today's interconnected world.
Absolutely. It allows them to build bridges, not just software.
Right.
They're using their global presence to foster collaboration and understanding across borders.
Yeah, it's really inspiring to see a company that's so dedicated to making a positive impact, both locally and globally.
I agree. And it makes you wonder what kind of impact they could have on even bigger challenges, like climate change or poverty.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Imagine if they applied their expertise to tackling some of the world's most pressing problems.
Now that's a thought-provoking idea. Could a company like Innovasoft, with its innovative spirit and global reach, actually help solve some of these global issues?
It's certainly possible. They're already demonstrating a commitment to sustainability and ethical data practices, which suggests they're aware of the broader impact of their work.
Yeah, it's encouraging to see a company that's not just focused on profits, but also on purpose. It gives me hope for the future of technology.
Me too. It's a reminder that technology can be a powerful force for good, and that companies like Innovasoft are leading the charge.
Well, this has been a fascinating deep dive into the world of Innovasoft. I feel like we've learned so much about their capabilities, their values, and their vision for the future.
It's been a pleasure exploring their work with you. I'm truly impressed by their commitment to innovation, their client-centric approach, and their global perspective.
As we wrap up, is there one key takeaway you want our listeners to remember about Innovasoft?
I want them to remember that Innovasoft is a company that's not afraid to push boundaries and explore new possibilities. But they're doing it with a clear sense of purpose and a deep respect for their clients and the world around them.
Beautifully said. I think that sums it up perfectly. It's been an enlightening journey, and I'm sure our listeners are just as excited about Innovasoft's potential as we are. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.